I mean, if you don't have, my rule is if you haven't grown because of AI, you failed. Yeah, I just worry that AI changes so many markets that like a lot of these candidates are just viewed as hopeless now. It was one thing in 2021 when the software hadn't changed in 7 or 8 years.
That's true.
Right?
No, you're right.
But man, like, it's the second half of 2025. I mean, if you don't have, my rule is if you haven't grown because of AI, you failed. It's not just so you have a co-pilot. You have to have grown. You have to have done an intercom. You have to have re-accelerated your business. You had 18 months since ChatGPT launched or whatever it was to do this, right? And if you didn't get it done in these 18 or 20 months, you ain't never getting it. It ain't going to happen.
I like your line, Jason. That's just really good. If you're not accelerating, you're losing. Right, because someone else is accelerating. So by definition, that's a good point. On a relative market share basis, you're nowhere. So if you don't have A, that story, and B, some of those facts, you're nowhere.
But if your plain vanilla B2B company hasn't done it by June 30th, I don't think June 30th, 2026 or right in that bridge note or that Series C7 is going to make it.
But to be clear, what you're saying, which I think is this, what you're saying is there are examples of, pre-GenAI companies being able to move quickly enough to become relevant in the GenAI world.
Yeah, I spoke too quickly. This one's amazing.
Yeah,
that
agreed.
VLEX, founded in 2000 in Barcelona, could become AI relevant today, right? I mean, it's impressive, right? At least superficially, it's very impressive.
And the interesting thing will be, I mean, and I agree with that sometimes, yeah, but at the same time, I mean, we're wrestling, I mean, stepping back rather than pretending certainty, you're wrestling all the time with, can the company that has scale become relevant? In some cases it can. And then the other hand, are you better off with the brand new company that's less than 2 years old, that started off, the day after ChatGPT was invented and doesn't know any other world? And, implicitly, Harry, you're implying the latter. You're saying it's just easier to start at ground zero, November 22 and crank than it is. And Jason's example is the former. I mean, which is someone who was around beforehand and then just successfully inserted himself into relevance. And I'll admit, I don't have a doctrinaire answer here. We've seen both work, right? But it is probably one of the big investing questions